Hi everyone and welcome back to Googie's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis and I upload 2 videos a week on a Tuesday and a Thursday at 7 AM. So if you love cooking videos and you want to see more, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And now I'm going to show you how to make my delicious chocolate orange quinoa porridge. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you how to make my delicious chocolate orange quinoa porridge. Now, I'm a big breakfast fan. Breakfast, I have to say, is my favourite meal of the day. I love to kickstart my day with a delicious porridge or some eggs. But recently I've been looking for different breakfasts to have in the morning, just to give myself a bit more variety. And I was looking at making quinoa into a porridge, so I tried this recipe and it worked really well, so I put it on my blog, and I thought that I'd have it for breakfast tomorrow. So while I was making it, I thought I'd share the recipe with you. So here is how to make my delicious chocolate orange quinoa porridge. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to weigh out my quinoa. So I'm going to weigh out about 90 grams. You can weigh out as much or as little as you like. This may seem a lot to people, but it does fill me up until lunchtime. So I do enjoy a big hearty breakfast in the morning, and this is one meal that really does fill me up. So I've got about 90 grams in there, and I'm just going to go and take this to the sink and wash it now. So as I said, I'm going to wash my grain through twice. So I'm just going to put the tap onto cold, so that's cold, and as I said, I'm just going to wash it through. I do this to get rid of any excess starch there might be on here, and also because I'm soaking it overnight and I won't be rinsing it at the end, so I'm trying to get rid of any residual starch, as I said. So I'm just going to wash it through once and make sure I get it all wet like so. And then I shall shake it off, trying not to spill any, and then I shall wash it through again, like so. And that's that done. Now it's washed through twice, I'm going to add it to the bottom of this pan, and I'm going to add everything else that needs to go in here to make it the chocolate orange quinoa porridge. So I normally would use a big orange, but I didn't have any. I only have these small clementines, so I'm going to use about 2 clementines, and I'm just going to squeeze the juice of these clementines onto the quinoa, or into the pan, like so. So I just chop them in half, and I'm just squeezing the juice out with a fork. So I'm just going to continue to do this now. I've never tried it with clementines, but I do know that clementines, when you cook them, they taste a bit sweeter. So hopefully this will taste really nice and sweet with these in. So yeah, I will let you know tomorrow when I finally start cooking it. And then I'm going to add some flaxseed to that. Now these are optional, you don't have to add these, but I just like to add a bit of extra fibre to things. So I'm just going to add about 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed, and I'm also going to add some pumpkin seeds as well. Again, this is just for fibre and to bulk it out a bit more. And then I'm going to add my chocolate. So I've got some raw cacao powder here. If you can't get raw cacao powder, then you can use cocoa powder. The reason I use raw cacao powder is because it is basically raw chocolate that they just grind down, whereas cocoa powder can sometimes have things added to it. So I much prefer the raw if I'm going to cook with it. And then I'm also going to add some golden berries to this as well, for a bit of a chew, just a small handful. You can, if you can't get golden berries, you could use raisins or sultanas as well. And then I'm also going to add a teaspoon of ground sweet cinnamon. And again, If you can't get ground sweet cinnamon, then you can always use ground cinnamon. Oh, excuse me, my voice is going suddenly. And then I'm going to add a handful of raspberries and a handful of blueberries as well. And again, this is just to add a bit of extra sweetness, and because I do love my fruits in the morning, especially in the morning. And then I'm going to add probably about 200 mils of oat milk. I'm using Oatly. You can use any type of milk you want. You could use cow's milk if you want to. And then I'm going to top this up with a bit of water, but I forgot my water, so I've got to go and get it. Excuse me a minute. And then what I'm going to do, as I said, is I'm just going to top this up with a bit of water. And what I like to do is just to make sure there's enough water in the pan. The water has to be 2 centimetres higher than the top of the ingredients. So the top of the quinoa, the water would be 2 centimetres higher than that. And the way I like to measure it is I like to put a finger in, because that's about 2 centimetres. So that middle finger where the crease is there, that's about 2 centimetres. And if I put it, I can just feel the top of the quinoa at the bottom of the pan, and it wets right up until the middle crease there. So that crease there. So that's a perfect amount of water in there. And all I'm going to do is put the lid on and leave this all to soak overnight, and then I'm going to cook it in the morning. So I left the quinoa on the hob overnight, so it's all soaked and ready to be put on a high heat on my hob, and I'm just going to bring this to the boil now. So my pan has started to come to the boil now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this down to a very low heat, and I'm going to leave it to simmer until all the liquid is absorbed into the quinoa. This has actually taken a little while longer to cook than I expected, so what I've done is I've just turned the heat back up slightly. So I put it onto like a medium, slightly high heat, and then I'm just stirring it as it's cooking in the pan, and this will hopefully help the quinoa to absorb all of the liquid that's in this pan. But at the moment it smells absolutely delicious. I can really smell the chocolate. I can smell it on my way down the stairs. Oh, I'm just so looking forward to this breakfast, which is why I'm trying to heat it a bit quicker, I think, because I'm just really hungry right now from the smell. And if you do cook quinoa, then you can always, at the end of the cooking process, if you wash it through and then leave it to simmer gently, but you want it a bit quicker, then you can always just turn the heat up and keep stirring it until, that's if you're just cooking it for, like, I don't know, a curry or something like that. Then that's one way you can get the quinoa to cook it a bit quicker, is by stirring it, just giving it a helping hand basically. What is happening is I can start to see the bottom of the pan. So as I can see the bottom of the pan, I'm thinking that the quinoa has absorbed all of the liquid that's in this pan. It still looks a little bit liquidy, but that doesn't really matter. There's lots of soft fruit in here, so that's probably why. But I'm starting to see the bottom of the pan, as you can see, and I can see bits of the quinoa going up the sides as well. So I'm thinking this is cooked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer it to a bowl, and then I'm going to eat it. So I'm just going to try a little bit for you. Oh, it does smell good. Oh, it's very hot, but it's delicious. Yep. I'm going to go off and enjoy this for my breakfast now. So that's how you make my delicious chocolate orange quinoa porridge, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, I'm off to have this for my breakfast now, and I'm not going to add any sweetener to this, but if you wanted to add a little bit of honey or maple syrup, then please go ahead. Personally, I quite like dark chocolate and I love it this way, so I'm going to eat it. All of it as well. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.